Yo, you already know what it is. You're now listening to Hot Streak. It's your boy Carlos in this B.
Yup. And
you already know I'm not alone, man. Saif, tell them what's good.
It's your boy Saif. You guys already know. I'm in the building. I'm in here giving my hot takes and taking some away.
Damn. Yeah, so man, it's been a week. We're back. We got some great news for y'all. First, we're going to start off with a little bit of NBA news. So first and foremost, let's get the formalities out the way. Hall of Fame inductees. We have the one, the only, 13 points in 33 seconds. Ooh. Mr. Clutch, Mr. Rocket City, Tracy McGrady, T-Mac is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Two-time scoring champion. If you don't know who Tracy McGrady is, you're not a fan of basketball.
Just if you don't know who T-Mac is, gladly turn off the station. Go read a book about Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, don't even watch a highlight video. Read a book first.
Yeah,
and then watch a 35-minute highlight video. Yeah, this man used to put people on posters. He was the most explosive. I feel like he was the most explosive 2/3 in the league at one point. He played for the Orlando Magic and the Houston Rockets, where he dominated, and then his career took a slight. Well, I mean, his career was derailed a little bit towards the end by some injuries. He never got the chance to hoist up a championship trophy, but he did put on some shows in the playoffs with the Rockets. He did put on some shows when it comes to posterizing every center in the league.
Oh, man.
With Orlando.
T-Mac had every part of the game, man.
Yeah, he could shoot from the perimeter. He could shoot off the dribble. He could create space. Him and Kobe used to go back and forth. Those duels were amazing. They'd be scoring like 45 points on each other and then not even stopping.
They spoiled us, man.
For real. His career averages, you wouldn't expect it. He's a 7-time All-Star as well, 2-time scoring champion. His career averages, you look at him and you're like, really? That's Tracy McGrady? He once averaged 38 points in a postseason or something. Yeah, that's true. But his career averages 19.6 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. That's a pretty good stat line if you ask me.
For a guy who played that long?
Yeah, he played, I think, 18 seasons or 17 seasons in the league.
Sheesh.
There was a point where him and Kobe were going for the scoring title.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they were averaging like 35.3 and 35.4 points a game. So these guys were scoring machines. Kobe Bryant said on the record that was the hardest person he's ever guarded. Yeah. So, yeah, man, Tracy McGrady, much respect, well deserved, and congratulations on that Hall of Fame induction. Induction, is that a word?
Yeah, he's an inductee now.
Yeah, he's an inductee. Hall of Fame.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, and then speaking of Kobe, a little bit of Kobe news. Kobe casually just last week we talked about him giving out those challenges for the season. He felt like Oprah. This week we get some news from the Los Angeles Lakers that they are going to retire Kobe's jersey on December 18th. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. I mean jerseys, because he's getting double numbers, man. He's the only player in NBA history to have two different numbers retired with the same franchise.
Bryant and Bryant. This is going to be
number 8 and number 24. I believe a year ago he was on ESPN and they asked him, "So Kobe, when you retire, obviously you're retired now. Obviously the Lakers are going to retire your jersey. Which number do you think they're going to retire?" And he said, I don't have any idea. Whichever number they do pick, it's going to be hard for anybody else to wear the other number. And the Lakers were like, yeah, I don't think we could give away that number 8 jersey to anybody. So let's retire both of them. I think he had, hold on, let me pull this up real quick because I have a cool little stat on him.
On Kobe?
Yeah, on his numbers and like.
Yeah, dude. While you pull that up,
okay, I got it. So when he was wearing number 8, he scored 16,866 points, won 3 championships, and was in 8 All-Star games. And then when he switched to number 24, he scored 16,777 points, won 2 championships, 2 Finals MVPs, 1 League MVP, and was an All-Star 10 times. So,
damn.
Yeah, worthy of both retirements. I mean, you couldn't say he's the only person in history that I could think of that deserves to have 2 both of those numbers retired, like with the same team.
No doubt, dude.
Because I mean, he basically replicated the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, just the only difference is he was younger in one and older in the other.
Yeah,
but he sold just as many jerseys, I'm sure.
For
as
real,
like
he made a lot of money.
24s.
That was a great business decision.
But here's a little fun fact. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on the show, but Michael Jordan actually not only had his jersey retired by the Bulls, but he also had it retired by the Miami Heat. So Michael Jordan's jersey, no one can wear 23 on the Heat.
Why?
And that's why LeBron James was number 6, just because Pat Riley had such a
hard-on for Michael Jordan.
Exactly. He had a hard-on for Michael Jordan from the Bulls days that he decided to retire his jersey on the Heat. So
Michael Jordan actually beat Pat Riley in the finals. So maybe that's when it.
Ooh,
maybe that's when that hard-on happened.
Maybe he had a bet behind the scenes.
Yeah. Michael Jordan's handing out bets left and right. He's like,
I want to be retired.
He's like, I'm gonna retire, but I bet you I'll score 63 when I come back. And he did. He actually did.
He did that.
We got some more NBA news. Brandon Ingram, young superstar in the making for the Los Angeles Lakers, listed at 6'9" last season, his rookie season.
As of today, what is he?
As of today, he's listed at 6'11".
Damn.
The man has grown 2 inches in a year.
He's 20 years old right now?
Yeah, he's 20
years old.
He can't even buy a drink.
Oh my God, dude.
This guy is looking at anticipated to have a breakout year. Magic Johnson keeps saying it. The Lakers want it to happen. I'm anticipating it happening. I think he has all of the skill sets to become to develop into a superstar. Obviously, he has the likeness to Kevin Durant. If we could get what half of Kevin Durant is with Brandon Ingram, I'd be happy.
I'll be happy too.
Yeah, man, like straight up.
And honestly, I just hope he doesn't grow anymore, because like when he becomes 7 feet, I know it's just 1 more inch, but it changes.
Yeah, he also changed his shooting stroke. He's gonna be
if he could be like Porzingis, that kind of player with that height, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a more KD type. He's gonna be able to shoot over everyone because his wingspan's like a 7'3" wingspan.
Dude, I wonder if that grew too. Like,
oh yeah, I don't even know, but I know that he did adjust his shooting stroke in the summer, and he's definitely trying to work on that outside range, and he could score in the paint at will.
Oh, yeah.
At will, he could score in the paint.
And his defense
and his transition offense is hard to stop because he's so lengthy. He takes 2 steps and he's already from the 3-point line, or from midcourt. He takes 3 steps and he's at the rim. So if he's coming full speed at you, it's going to be hard to stop. We can't wait for basketball season. I feel like football season's here, soccer season's here. We're just waiting on basketball, man. We just wait. I'm itching for some swishes, man. So yeah, we got some more news. A little bit of free agency news. Shabazz Muhammad has re-signed with the Timberwolves. I don't know if he took a pay cut just to stay with the Wolves because that's loyalty. That's the team that drafted him. He's been with that team his whole career. But I hope he doesn't think that he's gonna make his way into that starting lineup.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Well, nah.
He's not. He's definitely
maybe in the beginning of the season, just to get the young guys.
They got Jeff Teague starting PG. They got Jimmy Butler at the 2. They got Andrew Wiggins at the 3.
Damn.
And they have Cat at the 5. And number 4 is, I guess, open, but they need a defensive stopper. And Shabazz Muhammad is an offensive player.
You're right. He's
So hopefully he knows his role. Maybe it'll work out for him. The Wolves are looking like a pretty good team this season.
It's a 1-year deal, right? $1 million bucks.
Yeah, 1-year deal. So I mean, it ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing, man. We ain't worried about nothing.
Yeah, we ain't really worried about
Shabazz used to be the best high school player in the world at one point, and got in trouble for some NCAA, basically, what those rules where you can't make money and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Boo-boo.
Yeah.
Talking about someone who made a lot of money by ditching the NBA. Stephon Marbury.
Ooh.
Remember him? He used to play for the Knicks back in the day.
He had the Starberries.
Yeah, he had the Starberry shoes.
At Kmart. $20.
They were pretty dope.
And still look fly as hell.
Yeah, they look fly as hell. They were like the off-brand Jordan, but they were still fly. Yeah, he said he's trying to make an NBA return. The dude's 40 years old. He's played in China for the latter portion of his career. I don't know. Hopefully he does make it back. That'd be cool. That'd be a nice story to have on ESPN. Like, Stephon Marbury, take a look at his career. He's obviously not going to be the top point guard in the league.
Yeah.
But it'd be pretty cool to see if he could handle the new revamped NBA, because it is different.
Yeah.
And it's more competitive.
I got another comeback story for you.
Don't call it a comeback.
Well, you're right. It's not a comeback yet. Josh Childress.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
if you remember this guy.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. He dipped out of the NBA. Remember, he was a beast in college.
Yeah, he made hella money overseas.
He left and he went hella money overseas. He was a 2004 sixth pick overall in the draft by Atlanta Hawks. And
he put some dudes on posters, man.
Dude, he put dudes on posters, and then he dipped out to overseas, and then he came back for the Big 3 League with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
All his retired players. And now he's got a deal with the, he basically agreed to a contract with the Nuggets. So he's the first player in history now to have played in the NBA after the Big 3. And so hopefully he finds like a little role on the Nuggets. That would be cool for him. He's 34 years old. So I don't know how much he's going to do for them, but that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The guy's he's a basketball legend back in the day.
Let's talk about something that I believe is incredibly disrespectful when it comes to journalism and ranking. I believe ranking any type of player in any type of sport by a guy who sits behind a desk should be like overlooked, because it's disrespectful, man. You sit behind a desk and you're ranking these players, and you're ranking. Let's give you we have 75 through 51, the top NBA players.
That's 70. Another thing I hate, dude. When they go out like top 100 players, like stop. Just
yeah,
stop.
like if it's not voted by the players, it shouldn't count. Like the NFL, they do it and they vote. I think they vote by the players, but some people are like, whoa, this list is a joke. Regardless, I think JJ Watt was voted like 3, and he only played 2 games last season, exactly. So he said that the list was a joke. But in this case, this is written by a journalist. So Dennis Smith Jr., we have him at 75. He's a rookie. He hasn't played a damn game yet. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, new Lakers edition, was ranked at 74. Jeff Teague, 73. Tristan Thompson, 72. Michael Kidd Gilchrist from the Hornets, 71. Clint Capella, bro, 70.
How do you even rate these players? That's another thing. What's your formula? What's the algorithm to decide which center is better than which point guard? And I just don't trust any of these critics.
Serge Ibaka, 69. Aaron Gordon, 68. Patty Mills, 67. Nicholas Batum, 66. Marcus Smart, 65. And this is where I get a little bit ticked off, in the sense that this is the most disrespectful part that you could put. So they rank Carmelo Anthony 64th.
Oh my God.
Best player in the league. 64th best player in the league. And then they put Lonzo Ball 63rd.
Oh, wow.
Bro, Lonzo Ball is a rookie. Don't get me wrong. I like Lonzo Ball. He's on my team. I want him to do good, but he's not better than Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, and how do you even judge who's better and what their value is towards a team? All this stuff is so objective, or it's so subjective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The full list hasn't came out yet. We have Devin Booker, who's number 60. I think Devin Booker should be a little bit higher. But anyway.
You're tripping, dude. Oh my God.
I just think that this is so dumb.
You're doing top 75 out of 400 players or so in the league. None of this is even even close.
Yeah, and this is just how are you going to this is kind of a portion of what my hot take is going to be, because I have a hot take regarding this player, but I don't know, man. I don't know how you could disrespect Carmelo Anthony like that. How are you going to say another small forward in the league that's not LeBron, not KD, and maybe not Andrew Wiggins? You could say Andrew Wiggins may be a little bit better than Carmelo at this point in his career, whatever. How are you going to say they're not better than Carmelo Anthony? How are you going to put who was it? Who's above him? How are you going to put Drew Holiday over Carmelo Anthony?
I know, dude.
How are you going to put Andre Drummond should be higher, first of all. He's
Yeah.
53rd. Danilo Gallinari. How are you going to put him over Carmelo Anthony, bro?
It's ridiculous. You
He's
look at
good.
every player who's before Carmelo,
And you're just like,
you can
how?
make a case against
Robert
it.
Covington.
Come
Dude
on,
gets
don't
crossed
give me
over
that.
by a blind guy. Like, come on. No disrespect to Rob. Nah, man. I don't even care. This is
All
disrespectful.
disrespect.
This is all disrespectful
Through the
in the
process.
sense. You shouldn't even be on this list because this list is stupid.
Straight up. And none of these guys are happy about, oh yeah, I'm on the list. I'm 53rd.
Yeah, like everyone,
know?
all of these players are saying this is a dumb list. The only ones who are probably taking it a little bit more serious are the rookies because they haven't even played. Like Ben Simmons is probably
Yeah.
like top 10.
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's like, come on, man. I don't know. In regards to my hot take, I think we're gonna see Carmelo embrace summer hoodie mellow, off-season hoodie mellow in this regular season. I think he's gonna go off this year, man. Hopefully, he stays healthy. I think he could be a front runner for pushing New York into some sort of playoff race, not like top 5 in the East, but the East is weak, so maybe they could squeeze into an 8th seed or a 7th seed, and if they do so, that could push Carmelo's chances of winning the MVP. So that's my hot take. Hoodie Melo is gonna come out this season. He's gonna make waves.
If only they let him put a hoodie on.
Yeah,
jersey,
right.
That'd be
He's
so
gonna make
lit.
so many waves this year. So yeah, you got any hot takes?
Let me gather my thoughts really quick. I think they got the Lakers finishing 13th in the West.
That's
My hot
like
take, which is not bad, right? Like,
No, wait,
I mean,
isn't
they're
there
above
only-
2 teams.
they're above 2 teams, but they're still low.
Yeah, they're
5
supposedly
spots out of the
above-
playoffs.
They're above not the Rockets, the Kings and the Phoenix Suns. But
I think they could do that.
in my book, they can beat the Mavericks. I think they can get 10th if if they go
I
their
think they
hardest.
could be. I think they could miss the playoffs by like 2 games.
Yeah, but right now they got the projections for the whole season. Golden State at number 1. I'll do the top 5. Houston Rockets number 2. San Antonio 3rd. Minnesota 4th. And OKC 5th.
That's for the West, right?
Yeah, that's the West Conference right there. And then
the East.
The East is number 1 is the Celtics. Number 2 is the Cavs. Number 3 is the Wizards. The Bucks are 4th. 5th are the Charlotte Hornets. What? I never thought I'd hear that. Man, it's been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. See, you can't tell who's going to be 6th, 7th, and 8th in that conference. So the Knicks do have a potentially open lane, not open lane, but a less resistant path to travel to
Definitely.
the playoffs. So I don't know, man. They got to win. They got to win against the divisional rounds. They got to win against the Eastern Conference teams, and then they can let up against the West, I guess. But because everybody in the West is hard to play against, so we'll see, man. Yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for this segment. We got some. We're switching it up on you guys. Next segment's gonna be some soccer news, so stay tuned for that. We got some Barcelona. We was kicking it with Messi this past weekend, so yeah. Keep it locked. This is Hot Streak. You already know what it is.
Hey, what's up, guys? DJ ADM. You're not listening to Hot Streak Podcast.
All right, y'all. You already know what it is. You're back on Hot Streak. I'm Carlos, and I'm not alone in the studio,
What
of
up?
course.
What up? It's safe.
Yo. So we're going to bring you some soccer news. First, we're going to review last weekend's matches and take a look at the tables here. So in the Premier League, the major stories were Manchester United tied against Stoke City 1-1. Manchester City demolished Liverpool 5-0. There was actually a red card in that game for Liverpool. One of the players, believe it or not, dude, he punted the keeper's face.
What?
It was a long ball. He was running, eyes looking up at the ball. He extended his leg, put it up pretty high. The keeper's running out, and it's outside the box, so the keeper can't touch it with his hands. He puts his head in there, just straight punt to the dude. He broke his jaw. He cut his face open. So it was a straight red. No questions asked.
Hey,
It was a little harsh, but at the same time, you got to think about the player's safety. So, yeah, he got a red card, and Liverpool ended up dropping that game 5-0. I believe. Oh yeah. So I'm going in order in top of the table to. This is the top 2. Manchester United, Manchester City, 3rd Chelsea. Chelsea played, I believe. I think it was like West Brom or something, and they ended up winning very comfortably. They did drop a game previously, so that puts them in third place with 9 points. And then we have, to round out the top 5, Watford in 4th and Tottenham Hotspur in 5th. And then if you mosey on down to 11th, you'll see the wonderful Arsenal squad right there chilling at number 11. So
all the way down there.
Yeah, man. They got to get together. They actually had a 3-0 win. They played pretty well, so hopefully they could gain some confidence from that. And they're also playing Europa League this week. So it actually took place yesterday, but Thursday. But we actually recorded this a little bit early, so we're just going to pretend like y'all already know, and we already know what happened. Next league, we're going to go with the Bundesliga, the German top flight league. We have Borussia Dortmund in first place. They actually did win again. They have 7 points. Hoffenheim is in second. Hanover's in third. All tied in with 7 points. And Bayern Munich is actually in sixth place. They're only a point behind. And we know what kind of powerhouse Bayern Munich is, so they're not. Don't count on them not to be challenging for a championship by the end of the season. Let's take a trip to Spain, where the weather is warm and women are beautiful.
Always.
We have a tie for first place. Barcelona is currently holding the first position with 9 points, undefeated in the league. Real Sociedad is in second place with 9 points as well. Barcelona leads on goal differential. They had the derby against Espanyol. It's the Barcelona derby. Both teams are from Barcelona. And they won that handily 5-0. Messi scored, I believe, a hat-trick. And then Piqué scored, Suarez scored, assisted by the new man, the multi-million-dollar man, Ousmane Dembele, made his debut. Yes, Barcelona also... Sevilla is in third with 7. Athletic Bilbao is in fourth. Atletico Madrid is in sixth with 5 points, and then Madrid is in seventh with 5 points. So, how's it feel down there, Madrid? I don't know. The view at the top can't relate. Let's take a trip to Paris. Paris has, League One, French League. PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, is in first place with 5 wins. 15 points clear of second place is Monaco with a couple of wins and a draw. And they are in second place with 12 points. And then we have Lyon, Saint Etienne with 10 and 11 apiece. And then Bordeaux with 9 points. The Italian league, Juventus with 3-way tie for first place with Napoli and Inter Milan. AC Milan is in 7th. Every other team in there is just fighting for a mid-table spot. We're not really sure how competitive that league's going to be this year, but eager to see the rise of Italian soccer again, because that league used to be one of the best leagues in like the early 2000s.
Ooh, that old AC Milan team.
Yeah, that 2007 AC Milan team did wonders with Pirlo, Kaká, that the impeccable defense that they had. It was great to see. Champions League was also this week, man. Saif, you actually got a chance to see that Barcelona-Juventus game this week. Rematch from last year's Champions League quarterfinal.
Yeah, dude. Crazy game. Right before the half, Messi scored a goal.
Yeah, that's the first goal that he's ever scored against Buffon. So he's now basically scored on everybody.
It was lit. And I believe it ended 3-0.
Yes, it did. Messi also got another goal in the second half with... a goal with Ivan Rakitic. So Barcelona's looking pretty good. Messi's in top form. He scored the last 7 goals for Barcelona.
Damn.
Or he scored 7 goals for Barcelona in total.
No Neymar,
the
no
last
problem.
3 games. Yeah, right? Neymar who? I'm just kidding. Yeah, so there was more games. Bayern Munich's first opening game of the Champions League was a 3-0 win. We had Chelsea win 6-0, and Manchester United won 3-0 as well. Manchester United is actually returning to the Champions League for the first time in 2 years. So hopefully a lot of players on that team that have experience but have just been missing for the last 2 years. So hopefully they can make a push. So that was last week's pretty much the review. We didn't get a chance to see the Wednesday UEFA Champions League games because of the fact that we recorded this on Tuesday nights. So,
straight up.
Yeah. I mean, if we could give you an update, you already know the updates. Y'all saw the highlights, but hopefully there were some lit ass goals because that's what Champions League brings. Amazing soccer. So,
Exactly.
Next up, man, you know what? We got a video for you because this is on it's national team news. We are in the US, so we have to highlight everything when it comes to US soccer, and we have a US legend basically destroying the team. You know, he calls
What's
out
his name again?
He calls out the team. We have Alexi Lalas. He used to play center back for the Los Angeles Galaxy, played a couple tours overseas, and he's a predominantly big face of the U.S. national team when it comes to the legendary players that they've had. He works for Fox Sports, so yeah. Here, listen for yourself.
To the supposed leaders, I will say this. All right, Tim Howard. Tim, the Belgium game ended 3 years ago. We need you to save the ball now. Jeff Cameron, clean it up or let's get someone who will. Clint Dempsey, yeah, you're a national team legend. Now we need you to be a national team leader. Michael Bradley, the U.S. does not need you to be Zen. The U.S. needs you to play better. Josie Altidore, is this really as good as it gets? Because it's still not good enough. Bruce Arena. Bruce, Jurgen Klinsmann lost at home to Mexico. You lost at home to Costa Rica. This is now all on you, not Jurgen. Oh, and by the way, to all the guys that I didn't mention it because you don't even warrant to mention. That includes you too, Wonder Boy. So, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to continue to be a bunch of soft, underperforming, tattooed millionaires? You are a soccer generation that has been given everything. You are a soccer generation who is on the verge of squandering everything. So, now it's time to pay it back. Make us believe again. You don't owe it to yourselves. You owe it to us. And get off my lawn.
Wow.
What do you think about that, Saif?
That dude was heated, bro. That seems like that guy really cares and he's passionate about soccer. And that kind of reminds me of of any leader who's just tired of seeing some BS or mediocrity. And he's just like, you know what? Y'all are like way too hyping yourselves up. You're not that good. He's kind of like trying to humble them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I feel like the United States, if you look at them in the athletic sense of how good our athletes are, like when it comes to like football, we have great athletes. We have great athletes in basketball, great tennis athletes, great, you know what I mean? Like world athletes, the Olympians, Michael Phelps, like everyone from the U.S. basically is good at what they do, and they have all the resources. And I believe soccer has been lacking in that, in the development of a star. Like there's national team stars in the sense that how many times they've played for the national team, but they've never really broken through the barriers that other soccer players have from other countries with you could say less resources. Like, I mean, kids, you go outside on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning at any park and you see a bunch of kids playing soccer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, or any sport, but
the resources are here as much as they are anywhere else, maybe even more.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Probably like what he's saying.
Yeah, so he's like, there's no excuse for us to be the U.S. being almost not qualifying for the World Cup. Like they have all the resources. What other excuses are you putting in front of yourself to say that you're not completing this goal that the U.S. wants? Like, obviously everyone wants the U.S. to be top dog. Everyone here wants the U.S. to be top dog in world soccer.
In every sport, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, get it together, guys. I feel like the only player who has been making a break was obviously Landon Donovan. Landon Donovan, probably the best U.S. soccer player ever.
Yeah.
And then as far as current players right now, Christian Pulisic is the only guy who's playing in a top team in a top league. He plays for Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, they're the German league leaders right now, and he's actually getting play time and he's scoring goals. So, I don't know. I think the U.S. has to definitely focus on the development of their national team, as far as like younger players, more experienced players, getting their players out there, because like Lexi Law said, like, what other excuse they need to perform, and they haven't been.
Straight up. It's like that really rich high school in your district that can pay to afford all the nice gear for their football team and all that stuff. You know, and all the football team has the best resources, but they're just not putting in the work.
The work. Yeah, so it's like, come on.
Give them the work.
So let's take a shift. Let's give you guys a little bit of a preview into this week's fixtures in the top flight leagues. We're going to start in the Premier League. Liverpool plays Burnley, and Manchester City play Watford. Liverpool versus Burnley, it should be a better game in terms of last week's results. And Manchester City still have some defensive woes, but they could definitely use this game as a confidence booster, because Watford it plays really good tactically, but Manchester City has spent $200 million this summer in signings. So
damn,
yeah, they need to utilize what they bought. On Sunday, we have Arsenal versus Chelsea. Supposed to be a very that's actually the game of the week. Chelsea and Arsenal, bitter rivals, London rivals, but this match has not really favored Arsenal in past seasons. I believe last year they lost 6-0 fixture. So hopefully they can carry the momentum from last week and try to make an impact at Stamford Bridge, which is Chelsea's home turf. And then we have Manchester United versus Everton on the 17th, Sunday as well. So Manchester United looking to continue their form. Unfortunately, they will not have the services of Paul Pogba, who is injured. He actually got injured in the Champions League game after 19 minutes with a hamstring injury. So hopefully it's not too serious, and then he could we'll see him pretty soon. So on to the German League, Bundesliga. On Friday, September 15th, there's Hamburg versus Hanover. That's the only game that day. And then Bayern Munich plays on Saturday versus Mainz. And Borussia Dortmund plays on Sunday versus Cologne. Then La Liga on Saturday, we have Valencia versus Levante and Barcelona versus Getafe. Atletico plays Malaga. And on Sunday, Real Madrid will play Real Sociedad. That should be a competitive game. Real Sociedad is a pretty decent team. They have quality players. So we'll see how that goes. And then we have some League One on Saturday. We have Monaco versus Strasbourg. These French names, I gotta like get some sort of like I don't know.
Culture yourself.
Yeah, culture myself with some French. PSG versus these French names, man. PSG has a bye week. Sometimes they have bye weeks in soccer as well. So, actually, PSG versus Lyon, top 4 teams clash. So hopefully that's good. And then Italy, I think Juventus plays some mid-table team, and everyone else is pretty much a mid-table team in that league anyway. So yeah, that's the soccer news. Saif, what you gonna catch some soccer this weekend or what?
Hopefully, if I'm not too busy working hard and slamming some football down my throat. Pause.
True.
But,
yeah, because college football's on Saturdays too, so there's always a bunch of football to watch.
Yeah, I better watch it now before basketball preseason starts.
Hey, you right. Yeah, so keep it locked. We're gonna hit you back with some more quality content. We'll be right back.
This is Trey Hermoso, and you're listening to Hot Streak Podcast.
And we're back with Hot Streak Podcast, guys. And we're going to talk all about this NFL's first week of the season. And it was pretty crazy if you saw it.
Yeah, what'd you think? Did it disappoint? Absolutely not. It did not disappoint. We've been waiting for this for so long.
Dude, I've been waiting for this day for the last... How many months have I been talking about?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this day since February 4th. 2017, the day after the Super Bowl.
So many crazy things that happened in just week one. It feels like regular life again that we're in football season. You know, I was kind of feeling weird before this. I was
feeling a little empty.
Just a little lost in life. But we're back.
Quick review. Kansas City dominated on Thursday night opening day against New England.
We were wrong about that game.
Yeah, definitely wrong about that game. Miami, Tampa Bay was postponed due to Hurricane Irma. Detroit went ahead and smacked Arizona. And we have some more on news for Arizona a little bit later. 35-23, Detroit won that. Philadelphia beat Washington 30-17. Atlanta almost got upset by Chicago. I was looking at the score on that, and I was like, whoa, Atlanta, what are you doing, man? Chicago's driving.
Dude, I know.
There's 30 seconds left on the clock. Chicago is driving, and if they score a touchdown, they win. Atlanta came out with a solid fourth down stop and went ahead and put that one to bed. Surprisingly, Jacksonville beats Houston in Houston.
Them Jags, man.
That was interesting.
That defense is crazy. Yeah, they didn't score a point on no touchdown, right?
Yeah, no touchdown on offense.
It was all defense going ham.
29-7. Yeah, 29-7. Ridiculous. New York Jets versus Buffalo Bills. The Bills came out on top.
That's right.
Oakland versus Tennessee. Oakland won 26-16. Baltimore.
I was wrong on that game.
I know you were. I told you never to doubt. Baltimore beat Cincinnati. Solid shutout, 20-0.
Damn.
Pittsburgh looked like they were running away with this game.
Dude, I called the Ravens game, remember?
Yeah, you did.
I did, and you were like, without Flacco? I'm like,
no, but that was before we knew that Flacco was going to start.
Process.
Anyways, Pittsburgh, I thought Pittsburgh was running away with this game when I first saw the score. I think it was like 17 or something. No, I think it was like 21-3. And then Cleveland kind of made a comeback.
Dude,
but I mean, obviously Cleveland falls short with that all the time. But
a buddy of mine said it, like he said it correctly when he said, whenever the Steelers play the Browns, they play at the Browns level. You know what I mean? Like,
they
it's just so bad.
They take it easy. But Antonio Brown had 11 catches and 11 targets. So he did not drop a single ball. Indianapolis versus LA Rams. The Rams dominated. I think this is the first time ever that the Rams have dominated. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. That's just a weird sentence. I never thought of it.
Yeah, I never thought I'd say that before. 46-9. They had 2 defensive touchdowns and a safety. And they didn't even have Aaron Donald. But that's because the Colts didn't have Andrew Luck. So the Colts, they had like some guy from Dairy Queen playing quarterback. I don't know.
Dude, the Colts, they just looked horrible.
Yeah, they did. And Andrew Luck's not starting next week either.
He's going to be out for a while. 46-9. And the defense was scoring, too. It was crazy. Right off the bat, they scored. Like, they made them look great.
Yeah, he threw 2 pick sixes.
Oh, my God.
Carolina versus San Francisco. Carolina won by 20, 23-3. Green Bay versus Seattle. Interesting game.
A lot of implications.
Yeah, a lot of implications, even though it's week 1. Seattle did drop the ball on this. They didn't score a single touchdown. Scored 3 field goals, and Green Bay came out on top 17-9. Dallas versus New York Giants. Again, a lot of big implications on that game. A rivalry game. The Giants without Odell. The Giants without Odell Beckham, and Dallas with Zeke. So, Dallas ended up winning that game 19-3. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more because Saif got something to say regarding Odell.
Regarding Eli Manning, first of all.
Yeah, and then the Monday night games, we had Minnesota and Adrian Peterson's return to Minnesota with the Saints. The Saints ended up losing. They don't really seem to have any other pieces besides Drew Brees and Adrian Peterson. So that's not a good formula for wins. Minnesota, Sam Bradford was throwing the ball around like it was no other, man. Like, he was making people look good.
I'm telling you, man, he's underrated.
He is underrated.
He really is.
He's just there was like the weariness with his injuries, but seems to have gotten a good offensive line under him as of week 1. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we see Minnesota make a push for that division title against Green Bay and Detroit.
Ooh, chill.
So the last Monday night game was Denver versus the Los Angeles Chargers. came down to the last play of the game where the Chargers were looking to tie the game with a field goal. And what do you know?
Huh.
What do they do?
What'd they do?
They choked.
Oh, typical.
Typical.
Same way I feel about the Rams is the same way I feel about the Chargers. You guys already know. We don't need another shitty LA team.
True.
But
for some reason, they decided to give us 2.
no, it's honestly, can I say something about the Chargers? It's so sad. I just like, they're just.
It's not that the players are bad.
It's not. It's just an organization. There's just
Yeah.
a bad vibes that are going through the Chargers for the last, I don't know how long.
Since LT left, I just felt like the Chargers had some sort of like bad juju in the locker room or something. Because
Yeah.
like Phillip Rivers throwing the ball around, like he's a smart quarterback. He knows exactly what to do. I saw how he was like, it was first and 10, and they had like 15 seconds. So he ran 3 pass plays and just held the ball for as long as he could and then threw it away. So he could get time down to the lowest possible time so they could still have a chance
He's
to kick.
smart. He's a
he's
great
a smart guy.
quarterback.
The Chargers just choke, man. I don't know what it is. Like they don't want to win.
Yeah, it's like I said, man, it's depressing. But let's
I
laugh
ain't mad at
it
it,
off.
man. Ha, ha, ha.
There's a video that
Oh yeah, this is during this game.
this was the Broncos game, right?
Yeah, Broncos Chargers game. This is Sergio Dip, ESPN analyst, TV personality. I believe he mostly works on ESPN Deportes, but since there was 2 Monday night games, they had to call in the reserve team for the second game, I guess you could say, because you had Rex Ryan in the booth.
Hey.
You had Rex Ryan calling games. It was a little weird to hear him, but yeah, we're gonna play this clip for you, and hopefully you guys laugh as much as we laughed.
Beth, Coach, it's a pleasure to be with you guys here on the field from up close, just watching Coach Vance Joseph from here. You watch him now on the screen. This diversity in his background is helping him a lot tonight. Quarterback at Colorado, defensive back in the NFL, and here he is having the time of his life this night, making his head coaching debut.
Yo, that was the best, dude. That dude's the best.
That's like
there
the most.
he is, right there on the screen. Defensive quarterback from Texas.
Yeah, like it's just the most cringeworthy
his
sideline
first one,
cut.
right?
Yeah, it was his first time. You gotta admit the guy was nervous. Usually he's working behind the scenes, or not on screen. So his voice is just like, you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit different once the camera's right in your face. So
Sure.
that was just a little bit of the comedic relief that was brought to us by week 1 of the NFL season. Now, I mean, first let's talk about some big names that were in new uniforms. Started off with probably one of the most recognizable personalities in the NFL, Marshawn Lynch. He made his NFL return after taking a year off with the Oakland Raiders. They played against the Tennessee Titans. Coming into this game, me being a Raider fan, I was like keeping an eye on what the game plan was, and I didn't anticipate Marshawn to actually get free and break loose and have like one of those beast modes runs. I was anticipating more of them casually giving the ball, nice rotations, him coming in and out of the games, a lot of different play calling because the offense is looking really, really explosive this year. So, like I said, it happened. His first carry was like a 14-yard rush. He bulldozed through, does what Marshawn does, gets in your face, doesn't come down easy. I took it like 4 guys to drop him. And then the second quarter, he didn't play. He sat the whole second quarter. And was they have 2 other running backs that they use, so they rotated that throughout the whole second quarter, and then he came back in the third quarter and they pounded the ball a couple times. They actually ended the game with 8 straight run plays, and Marshawn definitely was the one carrying the load on that. He ran over some guy, how Beast Mode does it. And that was a big guy. That was somebody's daddy that he ran over.
That was a lineman, dude.
Yeah, he that man has a family, and he ran him over just like nothing.
Like that.
So if you guys don't believe that the hype was real, I believe that you guys should reevaluate your fantasy teams at this point. And if you're looking for a trade, you should trade. He's a pretty decent pickup if you get him for the right price.
If he stays healthy, he's going to be running back one for sure.
Yeah,
he's going to be racking up the points.
And at the same time, I do believe that the rotations are going to continue throughout the season because those 2 running backs on the Raiders roster are very explosive in themselves and they can make some plays. So, I mean, the Raiders offense, if you got anybody on the Raiders offense, start them. Straight up, just start them.
The Jets.
Yeah, because they play the Jets this week. So, you got to take a look at that. And then you want to talk about some Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, I do, man. We said 6 touches.
6 touches for 18 yards.
Yeah, the Saints didn't really look like they were trying to use him too much or trying to even run the ball for that matter. But when he was on the field and when he was getting those touches, I didn't see much production out of AP. He looks kind of weird, honestly, in that jersey. I don't know what it is. But
is he still number 28?
Yeah, he is. And he played against his old team, I guess. It was the first game of the season. He already played against his team, and it was in Minnesota too.
I felt like he wanted to make a mark this game. He wanted the ball every single down, but Sean Payton was looking at it in the long run and saying, hey man, it's a long season. We're going to play you. We're going to get you acclimated to our scheme, and you're not going to like it, but that's okay.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I feel like you already saw that tension between him and the coach, and he was just saying that, that was just me trying to, get the ball. I want to play. Like, I was just being enthusiastic. Like, I'm passionate about the game. So
yeah, people are saying his career over. I don't think his career is over in the sense that he's not going to be an integral part of an offense or he's not going to be a power running back. But I don't think he's going to break any records in this state of his career. Like, he's definitely getting older. He's past 30 years old now?
Yeah.
He's had those injuries, and it's going to linger. This is a physical sport, and it's always next man up, next man and ready to produce on the field. So, Adrian Peterson, I feel like you just got to be a little bit more patient. It's the first game of the season. You're with a new team. You're with Drew Brees, so you're never going to really need to be the main workhorse of the offense. Drew Brees is going to find a way to get the ball out and distribute the ball. And it also comes down to the offensive line. If they don't have a good offensive line, you ain't gonna produce if you're a quarterback, if you're a receiver, or if you're a running back, because you ain't gonna have time to throw the ball or run the ball. So I don't know.
Yeah, how old is AP now?
I think he's like 31.
Let's make sure a little fact check real quick. And yes, he is 32 years old.
32. And
I mean,
what running back do you know that has made a huge impact at 32 years old? I don't know any.
How old is Marshawn Lynch?
I think Marshawn Lynch might be 30.
Let's see. He is 31. So, Marshawn Lynch looks like he can still run. I'd say like 34 is like the for sure cutoff age. You're not going to be running NFL at 34.
True.
Definitely not starting or making an impact like you said. But, I mean, it's possible. I just don't think it's possible with AP right now. So, if you're smart like me and you had a fantasy football team, you would have traded AP for someone like Ty Montgomery or another guy who can catch the ball and would be the main running back. So if you have AP, try to sell him in your fantasy league or trade him to a team that maybe someone might fall for the trap and just like think, AP got a high ceiling, let me go grab him and try to get a good trade out of that. Yeah, I did.
You definitely got to dump him.
Yeah, for sure. So keep that in mind. It's only week 1, but you can see the little things already starting to add up. Next up, we got Eli Manning and the Giants without Odell Beckham, and we saw what happened. It's only week 1, so we're not gonna get too crazy, but I'm just gonna say, Eli Manning, you trash. You nothing without Odell Beckham, bro.
You predicted this.
You didn't score one. Look, it was 3-19 against the Cowboys. And I was talking, man, it's always a competitive game when the Cowboys play the Giants.
Thing is? It's always a competitive game or it's always one-sided.
Yeah. Well,
there's no in between.
We definitely saw one-sided this time, but the Cowboys defense isn't that great. That's a problem. It's not that great right now. So when I see Eli Manning not being able to find one touchdown It concerns me a lot.
You could see the silver lining with the Giants' result in this, because they didn't let up that many points against that stellar offense. They did lose. They only scored a field goal, but their Des Bryant was not a factor.
Yeah, I'm not hating on the Cowboys.
No, on the Giants, I'm saying.
Or I'm not even hitting on the Giants' defense. I'm hitting on Eli Manning right now.
True.
Specifically, no one else on the team, because when we had a conversation a couple weeks ago on the podcast, we said, oh, should Odell be getting this money? Who's more important, the quarterback or the wide receiver? Who's more important, Eli Manning or Odell? And I'm using this to further my argument that Odell is more important, and Eli Manning is kind of boo-boo without him right now. Not saying like of all time, he was never good. But I'm trying to make that case right now that
we'll
Eli is
check in
trash.
on that in a couple weeks, because when Odell comes back, we'll see how that Giants offense assimilates. And Odell's always going to have that safety over the top helping. So
Watch
it's going to
when
open
Odell
up.
comes back.
Yeah, it's going to open up the rest of the offense.
He's a star, bro.
You said you had big implications on this game. What do you mean, Green Bay versus Seattle?
So Green Bay versus Seattle, we saw the first half was just a boring snoozer. No one really scoring. No one scored a touchdown. It was sad. And then the next half, we saw a little bit more light when we saw, the Packers scored some. It was cool. But then the Seahawks, no touchdowns, few field goals. The score was 9-17. So the Packers scored 17 points on that pretty tough Seahawks defense, which I thought, says something about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense. A little, like, okay, they can score 17 points on a pretty good defense. But the Seahawks, Russell Wilson, Sierra Jr. over here, I don't know, but their offense didn't look too good against a pretty mediocre Green Bay defense, which I'll admit is pretty mediocre.
The good thing about Seattle's situation with that loss is that everyone else in their division lost too.
Yeah, that's true. They lucked out, but that's not like something you want to rely on.
That's actually the weakest division in football.
Yeah, the Seahawks have been dominating it for so long, and they've been good.
We'll see how that
But
unfolds.
Eddie Lacy too. He didn't. What did he get, like 3 yards?
Yeah, I think the Seahawks do have an interesting dilemma when it comes to their offense and their offensive line issues, which they try to fix in the draft. But obviously, Week 1 wasn't a big step forward for them. But you know what? Let's get into some Week 2 preview. I'm just gonna read through the names of who's playing and where they're playing at. So we got Houston on Thursday night. Houston versus Cincinnati. Who you got?
Houston versus Cincinnati. I am taking
Your boy Deshaun Watson gets his first NFL start.
Dude, Cincinnati let me down last week, so I'm going with the Texans.
I'm going with the Texans too. I'm thinking they're going to bounce back. Maybe that defense steps up a little bit more and shuts down that offense. So, then we got Sunday. We got Cleveland at Baltimore. Who you got?
Ooh, I got Baltimore.
Buffalo at Carolina.
Buffalo, Carolina.
Arizona at Indianapolis without Andrew Luck. I got Arizona. Without David Johnson.
Because David Johnson got injured.
Yeah, David Johnson did get injured. And then we have Tennessee at Jacksonville, which should be a very good matchup.
Tennessee at Jacksonville. Ooh.
That's a toss-up.
Yeah, I'll go with the Jags just because they seem like they're on some.
I'm going with Tennessee. I think Tennessee will look to have a bounce back from last week. They played pretty good.
Leonard Fournette is still he made his debut, right? He's a rookie.
Yeah,
great running back, but Blake Bortles is still Blake Bortles.
True.
I don't know.
Okay, so then we got Philadelphia at Kansas City.
Philadelphia and Kansas City. I'll go with that's gonna be hard. I'll go with Kansas City.
I want to go against Kansas City just because I want them to lose, but if I had to pick, it would probably be Kansas City. They're gonna go up. That defense is looking nice versus a young quarterback. So we'll see. New England at New Orleans.
New England.
Yep. Minnesota at Pittsburgh.
Actually,
Minnesota.
No. Yeah, Minnesota for sure.
Chicago at Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay as well. Miami at Los Angeles Chargers. Miami.
Ooh, I'll go with the Chargers. I want that boy Todd Gurley.
Oh,
to
you
go
know what?
in.
I'm gonna rethink that. Yeah.
Jared Goff is kind of
No, Chargers, bro, not Rams.
Oh, tripping.
I'll go with the Chargers.
Wait. What's the game again?
It's Miami versus the Chargers.
Oh man, I want the Chargers to win. I'll just say the Chargers just for the good karma or whatever.
New York at Oakland. New York Jets.
I'm
going to Oakland. Dallas at Denver. I gotta root for Dallas for seeding playoff implications. I need Denver to lose any game that they could lose.
Yeah, I straight up think that Dallas is gonna win.
Washington at the Rams.
Ooh,
Washington.
I say Washington.
San Francisco at Seattle. Seattle.
Yep.
And then we got the Sunday night game, Green Bay versus Atlanta.
Ooh, GB, baby, you already know how I feel about that. It's not the same Falcons team as it was last year for some reason. A few months ago.
I'm gonna pick Atlanta, but it could go either way.
Yep.
And then we got Monday night game, Detroit at New York.
Ooh, Detroit at New York. I'm gonna go with Detroit.
New York Giants, yeah.
Wait. Is Odell back next week?
Not sure yet. We don't
get
know.
a little. Let's see. It's only.
I'm
Tuesday
picking
right
Detroit.
now.
That defense looked pretty nice, man. They had 2 pick sixes, I think, too.
Yeah, but like I said, if Odell is there, like the Giants' defense is pretty good.
But you just trashed on Eli.
Yeah, because Odell wasn't there.
Oh, okay. So if Odell's there, Eli's better.
Exactly.
Odell makes everyone better.
Odell makes the quarterback look great. When the quarterback just has to Eli Manning's not horrible, but he's not the star of the team. He's not the main dude.
I feel you on that.
Man, yeah, I don't think.
I don't think he's coming back this week, but
he's
he
day
shouldn't
to
be
day right now. He's day
to day. So so that's that week 2 preview. It's now come down to the closing moments of the show. You know, it's always so hard for us to leave.
Oh yeah, man.
So you already know. Saif, go ahead and plug yourself, bro.
All right, guys. Before I go, enjoy the Thursday night game. It should be lit. Like I said, the Texans are gonna win. But follow me on Instagram, Saif K94, SAIF K94, and follow us on Instagram, Hot Streak Podcast, and then on Twitter at Hot Streak Pod, POD. Carlos, you got any plugs, bro?
Yeah. You could go ahead and follow me on Instagram at chef_cgod and on Twitter at Tupac's Love Child. And don't forget, if you want more quality content produced by Cesar Rodriguez, you could go ahead and follow CRP Shows at CRP Shows on Instagram and take a look at everything. He's got some cool new things coming up, so keep it locked. And yeah, this is the end of Hot Streak, so we'll catch you guys next week.
Late.
This was a Cesar Rodriguez production. Check out more at crpshows.com.